Hello everybody and welcome back to Phantom Gaming ZA. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I want to take you guys on a little bit of a tour, if I can call it that. Basically going to go through the five best base locations that I personally have found that I think work. I've tested this theory and it does work quite well. But before we get into this, if you are liking what you're seeing and you're enjoying the content, please do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, hit that bell notification to get more updates on when we go live or when we send out videos, and leave me some comments and let me know what you think. Without further ado, welcome to Phantom Gaming ZA. We'll see you ahead. Right, ladies and gentlemen, as I've mentioned, we are looking into the top 5 base locations, of which I think are the best. Well, I wouldn't say the best, but I would suggestively say top 5 base locations that have worked for me, that have been very strong. So we're going to look at Paul's Marina first. So it's 1-800-WORMS for you. So this is nice. The reason why I like it, you're obviously on land, so you've got trees for wood. You've got space to build out if you want to. If you're not going to use it as a horde base, you go and use it as a normal base. You know, that's fine. You could always look at extending out and building a horde base out here, or even potentially building a horde base. Horde base. Listen to my English; it's beautiful. Potentially building your horde base, you know, out on the island or something. But yeah, you've got quite a lot of potential space here. Storage space. You've got these 4 piers here, which I personally have used as a defense point. So it worked out quite well because you can have some shotgun turrets and SMG turrets on here. You can have blade traps. You can have electric fences. Everything is beautiful to actually build on these piers to act as a defensive line for you. And you know, if you're clever enough, like what I did, you build it all the way around, you know, like an electric fence or whatever, and it works out quite well. And the nice thing that I like about Paul's Marina is you've got the 2 extensions here. So you've got the main building, and you've got like an extended building here, which is Jimbo's, right? Both 2 floors. So if we go in, you've got the top floor here in Jimbo's, and then we go down, you've got the bottom floor here as well, which works out pretty lekker as well. So what I did with Jimbo's is I just took out pretty much everything here, left it as a bare minimum 4-walled building, including on the top here. Turn this into storage, because then you come through here, you've got this, which you can break out the windows here and open up the windows, and you can use this as your basic line of sight to your zombies, if you want to call it that. What I did as well is you break out these buildings here, and you kind of build like ladders up here for them to get you here, and you use this as a basic entry-level horde base. So break out the stairs so that nobody can get to you, and then potentially you look at building your horde base here. So they come up this way, so you put in a door or something, or whatever the case is, or a hatch. They come up from down here, they trample up here, and they try and get you here, but you've obviously got bars, or whatever you put up, scaffolding, ladder, and it's a pretty good melee starter base. Then on this side, you've obviously got your 2 floors plus your roof, and this little building in here I've found works pretty well as a little horde base, kind of, you know, last resort if everything else fails. You structure this up quite lekker, because you can also build up into the top here, and obviously your zombies will come at the bottom and you can melee or shoot from here. And also the top here is nice to build. You break down a couple of these things and you've got a nice little space to build a garden, whatever you want, essentially. And then technically you've got a nice starter base here as well. You can break all of this out. The one thing that isn't here obviously is a vending machine, but that's fine. You can potentially build one for yourself if you want, but you've got a nice 2-level starter base here, so you can have whatever you want. Down the bottom here you can have your forges and your workbenches and your cooking pots, whatever you want down here, and up top you can make a living space. I wouldn't suggest this to be for more than 2 players in this space. You could have more than 2 players, but I mean, potentially this is a single player or 2-player base starter. So yeah, that's the first position that I would suggest. So we'll head off to the next one. Okay, so we've managed to get to our next potentially good starter base. So Savage Country, which is located at 1527 or 1530 west and 978 north. It's pretty decent. This is on Nazaré. This is a very nice starter base as well. Hello, how are you, senor? Good to meet you. Doing. Doing. I wish you could like knock them. Oh, you can. Oops. I did not know that. Okay, anyways. So yeah, Savage Country. I think this is a pretty decent starter base. I mean, it is a level 3 tier to start off with when you get here, so it is a difficult spot to get into. I mean, there's going to be quite a few zombies, and if you've only got level 1 weapons, it's going to be a challenge to get in here. But I mean, it's fun. Once you get in here, it's pretty decent. As you can see, your roof space is immaculate, so you can build, you know, some decent wall structures up here, or bars and that. You can have some solar panels up here. You can put turrets up here, shotgun turrets, SMG turrets. You can have a whole bunch of defensive lines up top on the roof. You can have a nice little garden section. If you were clever enough as well, and this is something that I did, you take out this middle portion here, so from this portion of the roof to this portion, you go all the way up to here. You actually take all of that out on the roof, and you build a decent little runway strip for your gyrocopter when you obviously unlock it. But yeah, so that's what I found works pretty nice. And then obviously indoors, you've got all of this space to work with. It is a single floor building, so obviously there's nothing below. You could always look at digging below and obviously making an underground base if you really wanted to. But yeah, you can take all of this stuff out. I personally kept a little fireplace in the middle. It's pretty decent. It looks pretty. It's a nice little added extra. But yeah, so that's pretty decent. But yeah, you can basically loot the place empty, take all of this out, and you've got an entire space to build. So you've got obviously the changing rooms in the back here. You've got a garage here in the back that you can use as well. More changing rooms this side. But you've got this whole space to use. So what I did with the garage though is I just took obviously this portion out here and I built it flat, cleared this out, and I did open up this side as well to another garage door. So you basically had an entry and an exit for your bikes, your vehicles. All of that was pretty decent to come in and out there. And then obviously just rebuilt some of the door locks and that, and you've got nice access to the roof from inside there as well. The nice thing is it's close to water source. You're right next to the river, which is pretty awesome. One of the traders are close by as well. I think they're over there if I remember correctly. So you've got at least one trader nearby, which is pretty decent. And you've got access to quite a lot of ore and pretty much everything that you really need as a starter base you have access to over here. So yeah, that's my second base location. I would suggest this one as a potential starter base. I used it when I started playing the first time around and it worked out really well. Believe it or not, I died 3 times trying to get in there because I was running with stone spears and stone axe and club. So yeah, it is a challenge, but it's worthwhile. When you get it built up, it actually works out pretty well. So yeah, let's head off to our next location. Right. Honestly, you guys are going to think I'm being stupid, and rightfully so. But I chose this bridge in the snowy region as a really good starter base. And you're going to question me and say, but why? And this is why. You are close to a water source, so you can get down to the water source, which is pretty awesome as well. You obviously have got quite a lot of space to work with out here. You are close to a town as well, so that's a big plus because you obviously have access to the town to get, you know, do looting, get some pop and pulls, etc. I think there's a pop and pull somewhere here. You're close to the church as well. The church generally comes with some decent loot inside as well. But the reason why I chose this bridge as a basic starter base is you've got access from both sides of the mountain, right? And also it's already protected with these fences. So you're kind of already protected from vultures through these fences, and zombies can't really attack you from the sides. They do tend to attack the bottom here, but they've got access upstairs so they can get in here, and they've got access from this side to get up here. And all you got to do is bar off the doors and just fortify the place a little bit better. But you've got an awesome space here. You can always use this for some storage space. What I did, honestly and personally, I took out on both ends, I took out two of the roof patches on both ends. I built up a little bit, and I just built a small little enclosure on top and a small little enclosure on top, and I put my storage boxes up top. So I had a little ladder going in, and it was just a basic storage boxes to fill up so that I could start using them. I mean, we didn't go into depth and go, labeling them and, start allocating whatnot. It was just to start basically, working with it like that. So yeah, and I mean, it's nice to put defenses. I mean, it's very easy to form up a defensive line around the corners and around the outside, which is awesome. And yeah, it just works in your favor, because what you can do to fortify it is you can start building down. So you get into the river, you start building up, and you start building up, and you can actually basically build framework down to fortify the building. Because if we look at it as it stands now, if we just go into the menu and we just show stability, you can see in the middle here, it's very unstable. Very, very, very unstable. So what I did was I built 1, 2, 3, 4 frames down, and it stabilized this entire structure, which was awesome. It made it a lot better and a lot more structurally formed for me to be able to work with. So yeah, that was pretty much amazing. So that would be my potential third choice. Like I said, a lot of you are going to say I'm stupid, but rightfully so. But I can honestly say it worked. It really worked without an issue. It worked. So yeah, this is a potential starter base, like I said, and this sits at 1353 west, 1541 north. So yeah, let's go on to the potential fourth one. I will see you in a bit. Alright, so we're at number 4. So my base, my fourth base, starter base, would be Red Mesa, restricted area in the desert. This can be found at 581 west and 1893 south. This is amazing. It's a beautiful base to start with. It is obviously a compound, so you are going to be fighting with a hell of a lot of zombies. So if you're going to use this, be prepared for some massive defensive, massive defense from the zombies. But it's an amazing starter base. You've got a whole bunch of space to work with here. You've got a nice driveway down to the garage. You've got some fortified buildings here, all of which is already concrete or steel. So that is already a massive plus for defensive purposes. You could always look at removing the elevator if you wanted to and have some space there. But yeah, you've got concrete basically supporting and protecting you. You've got all these little open areas here, all these vents. This one obviously goes down into the base, which is pretty cool. But you can always look at fortifying these, building a bit up and making, turret towers out of these. So build one up here and make a turret tower which points in all directions. Same goes for here, make a turret tower. You could potentially, build or alternatively use that to do the same. But yeah, you have so much that you can do at this base, man. So much. It is such a large space. So we'll start off by going in by the garage here. You get in here, and you've got this entire open area here to work with as your garage. Guess what? The nice thing is there's already a vending machine in here, so you've got basically an endless supply. And you guys can see the potential of space. I mean, this garage is huge, and you can have multiple vehicles parked in here, so you can have friends play with you, all sorts, and you guys can all use this as parking space, etc. Um, Fortifying this is not going to be a challenge because it's pretty much already fortified via concrete. All you would have to do is add in your defensive lines like, you know, turrets, electric fences, things like that. So you've got a nice little space to walk around with up here. Obviously this goes back out to the top. This is where we started by the elevator. You've got this to use. You can pretty much almost think of using this as like a control tower essentially, which is this building over here. I mean, you've already got the antenna there to start off with, so you could look at using this as a potential control tower if you really wanted to. But yeah, so effectively it will work. It will work, and I've tested this. We've got this space to work with as well, so this I potentially used this as storage space, so I cleared all of this out, got rid of the elevator space, just made this neat and flat, and I used this as storage space. All of this was storage, coming out here into like a fortified position. But as you can see, it just keeps going and going. There is so much potential in this base. It's actually an amazing start if you are interested in doing underground bases. This is the way to go. It's a fully fortified, when I say fully fortified, I mean concrete base already, so there's not much work for you to go and have to do. All you would have to look at doing is obviously fortifying with regards to you know, defenses. So you would have to just look at adding defenses like turrets and all sorts of other things, whatever tickles your fancy. But for me, this is an amazing starter base. It is a challenge to get in it, do not get me wrong. It is a hell of a challenge, so make sure that you are prepared for a zombie apocalypse when you go in there. But when you get it set up, and if you get it set up, it's up to you. It potentially works out to be an amazing starter base. The nice thing is, is a water source nearby, which is there. There are some mini towns and some small buildings nearby as well, and you've got the wasteland next to you as well. But yeah, potentially it works. It's beautiful, and you can actually, you know, enjoy the scenery as well. The only crappy thing is, as you can see, the wasteland does throw its crap on you, but it works. It works. American flag over there, which is beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why. And the nice thing is as well, these trenches that are here already, as you can see, are full of landmines. Look at this. Look at this. It is a boomer waiting to happen. So you have this horde now, if you have zombies come to attack you, they first got to go through all of these beautiful bombs. Look, I mean, they don't do much. They do make boom. But yeah, I mean, they do provide a line of defense. So yeah. So yeah, that would be my suggestion for a fourth base. Like I said, I would suggest you come prepared. At least don't come here with stone axe and crap like that. Come here with something a little bit stronger. Yeah, that would be my fourth base. So we'll see you at the fifth base. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is potential starter base number 5. This can be found at 424 West, 1072 South. It is quite a fun base, I'm not going to lie. Jerry's Fill. So this is a garage station. It's very, very plain and simple, small building. Hello, Mr. Bear. You got a nice little watchtower here that extends out to the gas station itself, as well as these containers. Personally, I got rid of the containers. I don't see a reason for them to be there. They just took up space. So you've got your ladder there for access to the roof. You've got your walkway here for access to the tower. I took that ladder out and I just fortified this walkway here to make this a nice little watchtower, so like zombies come, pew 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 pew, shoot shoot shoot, bang bang bang, the whole shidazzle. You've got some nice space on the roof here. What I did was I got rid of these red blocks and I just kind of rebuilt it, made a little bit of a turret station here. So I had like 4 shotgun turrets aligned, 4 SMG turrets. I had some electric fences going all the way around here. So like this. I set up electric fences going all the way around here and all the way around here. Basically just to add that little extra, you know, zombie stopper. So on horde nights, things like that, they would run into it. At least I can get, you know, some headshots in. But I mean, you can always clear this out here as well and provide yourself some farming space if you looked at doing that. Yeah, we come down in here. You've got a nice little front section here. There's no vending machine if I remember correctly. I don't think so. But you've got this space here. So what I did, obviously, you loot the place out. You empty out all of these, get rid of all these shelves, everything. And this I made like your first line defense. So I would have, you know, fence, electric fence, pretty much from that wall across to that wall, you know, protecting the doorway, rebuilt the doorway to steel doors, simple things, you know. And the nice thing is, majority of it is again concrete already, so it does help quite a lot for defensive wise. Obviously you just bang out, you know, you bang out the windows and that's the wooden boards and rebuild, you know, rebuild some of the holes in the wall, but I mean that's quick to do. You've got this garage space as well, which I found was amazing, because you could pretty much bring in, kind of just build 2 blocks in as well, and you've got space to bring your 4x4 in, and your bicycle, motorbike, race can park at the back there, which is pretty cool. This bear seems to be attacking nothing. Anyways, so yeah, you've got this garage space to use, and what I did was built storage all around the top walls in the garage space, which worked pretty well because it provided, you know, some awesome space to store all sorts of different things. And then obviously access in and out from here, so you would access the garage from there. Over on this side, so that was this side of the store. You come through here, you got a little office space here. I took everything out here and pretty much just made this living space, so bed, little fireplace, things like that. Then you have your bathroom this side. What I did here is below, so what we did here is I took out the stairs, I took out a little bit of the sides here, and I think I went 1 block lower as well, and essentially what I did with this was made a little simple horde base. So the vehicles would park in front, but the horde base entrance was sitting outside over here. So potentially the zombies would come in here underground, and they would come in to try and get to me over here, and I would have a nice little melee spot over here, and bang bang bang, shoot shoot shoot, attack. It really works. It's pretty amazing how such a small little garage actually is quite an amazing starter base, but you can actually have a nice little horde base here as well. Potentially I was looking at more doing just starter bases, but yeah, I just thought I'd add that in there, is that potentially you could have a nice little horde base underneath your parking bay as well, if you just burrow it out quite nicely and bring it outside. That way it prevents them from attacking, you know, your buildings and that. There's only been, you know, 2 or 3 occasions where they've actually tried to get in and try to get to me from the top over here, but that's very rare. I've never really seen that, as long as you got your pathing correct. So yeah, guys, those are my top 5 starter base locations. If you've enjoyed the content, if you've enjoyed what you're seeing, please leave a comment, let me know. I'll be looking for some more to share with you guys. So yeah, without further ado, this has been Phantom Gaming ZA. Catch you later, see you soon.